The Monsters of the Midway is usually a term used for Chicago's football team, but right now the Cubs deserve the nickname. They have a powerful lineup, and they've outslugged the Giants in each meeting this season. The defending world champs have a dangerous lineup too, but they've hit a rough patch, and they need somebody to step up and get things rolling. It's game 2 of the series. Giants-Cubs next. We are coming to you for the corner of 3rd and King as we get ready for Giants baseball. This is game 2 of this 3-game series, Cubs and Giants. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, the Giants took it on the chin last night. They made a bit of a comeback late, but it wasn't enough. So today it's Jake Peavy, and what has happened to the Giants in the last couple of losses, they've gotten behind early, and it would be smart for Peavy just to shut him down quickly.
Well, I think that's the key today. The Giants took an emotional hit. They're not going to have Brandon Crawford back till maybe the weekend, maybe longer. We don't know. Gregor Blanco goes down in batting practice, cannot take the start tonight. So more injuries that are falling upon this club. It means that the starting pitcher has to do a good job early in the game. He's got to put up early zeros. He has to take some of the pressure off of this offense, and the way you do that is get off to a quick start. That'll be the challenge for Peavy tonight.
All right. Should be a challenge. These Cubs are red hot. All right, stay tuned. We'll take you to our Comcast Sportsnet studios for an update, and we'll do that right after this.
Box. For a limited time, try the new Portobello Mushroom Buttery Jack with melted garlic herb butter. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
Bounce-back win is on the docket for your San Francisco Giants, who are looking for their first victory over the Cubs so far this season as we get set for Game 2 of this three-game series with the Chicago Cubs. Welcome back to the broadcast, everyone. I'm Amy Gutierrez, and last night we reminisced about the final out of the 1989 NLCS between the Giants and the Cubs. Of course, Hank Greenwald had that call of the Giants clinching their very first pennant since 1962. So tonight, we're going to go back to the same game, but at the point the Giants took the lead for good. Will Clark was on first base, Mitch Williams was on the hill, and even Giants fans are going to have to admit they're going to know this broadcaster. Hall of Famer Vin Scully with the call. It's our AT&T Uverse Rewind.
Line drive, base hit. In comes one. In comes Butler. Going to third is Thompson. 3-1, San Francisco.
Jake Peavy will be on the hill for your San Francisco Giants tonight. He's looking to prove that the Cubs are not a machine and stop the bleeding for the Giants. We've got lineups. We've got first pitch. We've got Crooked Kite. It's all coming your way. Stay with us.
CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Jack in the Box. For a limited time, try the new Portobello Mushroom Buttery Jack with melted garlic herb butter. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
A bounce-back win is on the docket for your San Francisco Giants, who are looking for their first victory over the Cubs so far this season as we get set for Game 2 of this three-game series with the Chicago Cubs. Welcome back to the broadcast, everyone. I'm Amy Gutierrez, and last night we reminisced about the final out of the 1989 NLCS between the Giants and the Cubs. Of course, Hank Greenwald had that call of the Giants clinching their very first pennant since 1962. So tonight, we're going to go back to the same game, but at the point the Giants took the lead for good. Will Clark was on first base, Mitch Williams was on the hill, and even Giants fans are going to have to admit they're going to know this broadcaster. Hall of Famer Vin Scully with the call. It's our AT&T Uverse Rewind.
Line drive, base hit. In comes one. In comes Butler. Going to third is Thompson. 3-1, San Francisco.
Jake Peavy will be on the hill for your San Francisco Giants tonight. He's looking to prove that the Cubs are not a machine and stop the bleeding for the Giants. We've got lineups. We've got first pitch. We've got Crooked Kites all coming your way. Stay with us.
And get ready for the Giants to take the field. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. It's a good time to do that. The admission-free boardwalk is now open daily. 68 degrees here at the park. See the winds at 13 miles per hour. Humidity a bit high. It is a bit cloudy tonight here at the yard. It's Jake Peavy as he leads the troops out of the dugout. And the lineup that Peavy will be facing, it'll be Kyle Schwarber, who is red hot right now, and look what he's done against the Giants. 6 for 19. Castro had a good night last night, 82nd. Then it's Coghlan, Rizzo, and Bryant. Montero is going to hit in the 6th slot. Then it's Denorfia. The pitcher, Hendricks, he's going to hit in the 8th spot. Then it's Addison Russell, 9th.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be the right-hander Jake Peavy, the 2007 National League Cy Young Award winner, 3-time All-Star. This year in 11 starts, 3-6 with a 4.35 ERA, 46 strikeouts against 17 walks. Lifetime against the Cubs, 8-6 with a 2.81 ERA. He's always throwing well against Chicago. And when he's throwing well, you're going to see a fastball that goes high 80 to low 90s. He will sink it. He will cut it. Low 3/4 release. Sets up a changeup, curveball to slider. Those are especially pitches.
Here's our McDonald's True Stories. Kyle Schwarber, 2 home runs against the Giants this season. August 6th at Wrigley. And that was off of Chris Heston, and then last night off of Matt Cain.
Well, that was the swing of the bat last night. A 2-strike slider in the strike zone, and it was a 3-run slam that really set the stage offensively for the night with the Cubs. And one thing they have found out about Kyle Schwarber is he is a good low ball hitter. And he's got power down around the knees. Let's take a look at the defense playing behind Jake Peavy tonight. Starting in the outfield for the Giants from left to right, it will be Aoki, Perez, and Bird. The best arm will be in center field with Perez. Adrianza and Duffy on the left side of the infield. Crawford down tonight. Kelby Tomlinson joining Brandon Belt on the right side. And Buster Posey, he'll be in the squad putting down the signs. Gregor Blanco, also a late scratch during batting practice. He was initially in the lineup. He has a hip injury.
So it's stacking up. First pitch of the ball game, a swing and a miss. So we get started at 7:15. So Schwarber hitting at 275. And he takes a strike on the inside corner. Ryan Blakeney is calling balls and strikes.
This is the first time we've ever seen Ryan Blakeney. We really don't know his strike zone, so you're seeing him as we are for the first time.
And a pop-up. It's going to be Buster Posey, and it falls. And it's going to be Schwarber at second base. So that did not start out well.
Well, you see the shift. It was going to be a long play for Duffy. The guy who was in the best position to catch this was Peavy. And it became an I got it, you take it right there at the end when they kind of peeled off one another. And they're both, you can see Peavy yelling for it. Buster finally gives way, and by then it was too late. That was our Exmo, brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. So a two-base mistake, and right away Peavy in the stretch.
So here's Castro. If there was ever an example of a team error, that was it.
Team error. Well, I think that the shift had a lot to do with that particular error. It was going to be a tough play for a catcher to come out and be able to turn on the play.
Yeah, and I'm really not talking about that as much, Mike, as Peavy gets penalized because it's a double.
Yeah.
Wrapped to third, foul, as Duffy wisely waited until it went foul, and it's 0-2.
Last year, the 2014 season, Peavy was using something hard about 72% of the time, the fastball and the cutter, and then he would augment the hard stuff with curveball, changeup, slider, splitter, and he's kind of banged the splitter. Still throwing a lot of fastballs and cutters. He's throwing a changeup instead of a splitter. Concentrating on the one pitch, still throwing the curveball and the slider. But he will ad-lib. And the other thing, too, about Peavy is he's got nice touch on all of his soft stuff. He can add and subtract velocities.
Foul back as Castro got a pitch up. It's 93 from Peavy.
Well, Giants got a pretty good look at Starlin Castro, who really came close to having a cycle last night. He had a double, home run, and a single. Almost had the triple if it wasn't for a great play from Marlon Byrd. So making mistakes over the strike zone and two-strike count, that is not advisable, and Peavy did. He got away with one.
Hit slowly to Duffy, and Duffy's going to throw out Castro on a nice play. Holding at second is Schwarber.
It's a big play. It's as good as a strikeout, an unproductive out.
So here's Coughlin. Coughlin last night went 1 for 4. The Cubs had 10 hits in the game. The Giants 9. Most of the Cub hits came early. Most of the Giants hits came late. So Peavy to Coghlan. And he runs it inside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Coghlan in 13 at bats against Peavy is 4 for 13. Swinging a bouncing ball foul.
Steve Kowalski, our ball dude tonight, making a play. To pick a killer. And his wife Patty is our ball babe on the other side.
Patty's laughing really hard on the inside. Just a little smile on the outside.
Very proud moment for Patty.
There you go. My husband knocked it down.
Killer, he'll get in front of it. He just making that play sometimes can be a problem.
Two balls and 1 strike.
Two-seamer trying to go through the front door of that strike zone, just a bit inside.
Schwarber at second. Out of play, 2-2. Now we mentioned the home plate umpire. Blakeney. It's Cedarstrom at first. He's the crew chief. Then Wolf at second and Lance Barksdale at third. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
So the Cubby Bear hat kind of got me thinking about the panda hats we used to see in abundance here.
Yeah.
Haven't seen one all year. Good pitch. As we're learning Brian Blakeney's strike zone, you always wonder how much width is he going to give you. And that was a close pitch. 2 things that strike you as odd. Number 1, Coghlan having a good enough eye to take it and trusting Blakeney, he probably doesn't know much about. And of course, Blakeney not calling it.
Duffy will give chase, but this is going to be out of play.
Previous foul ball up in the stands. Got a man making a play from North Beach. You can tell the guys from North Beach. You just can tell.
Three and 2. Down and in, and Coghlan fouls it right to Rizzo, who's on deck.
The one thing about Peavy, I mean, he's got nice corner command with everything. That pitch, that slider down and in, that was right where it needed to be.
So it's 3 and 2. He's getting some hacks, that's for sure.
See the rosin on his hat. He uses a lot of rosin. And he will have a conversation or 2 with himself, or 3 or 4.
No swing. Close, I do believe.
All right, did he go? Slider down below the strike zone in. Close is right. Could have gone either way. I think he thought that was a swing. Can't believe it.
So here's Rizzo. Rizzo 1 for 4 yesterday. Down and in, 1 ball and no strikes.
Almost caught him on the back shin, left leg.
Rizzo 3 for 11. That's the history between Rizzo and Peavy. At second is Schwarber. Coughlin at first, and this will be pitch number 18 in the inning from Jake Peavy. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Peavy more than capable of getting that ground ball. It's going to get him out of this inning with a double play.
There's Chris Bryant. You see in the on-deck circle, it's a ball and a strike to Rizzo. 1 and 2.
So a low strike gives you an idea of how low Ryan Blakey, the plate umpire, will go.
That game not over in the 9th inning in Cincinnati. Chases this one on the ground to Belt. Belt will flip to Peavy. So both runners advance. 2 outs. And here's Bryant. Are they going to put the dreaded F up? Yes, they are.
That is the final.
That's your final. Reds are scuffling right now.
Giants will see the Reds next homestand.
Reds have now lost 10 of 11. Base hit center field. Schwarber scores. Throw is cut off, and Bryant is out at second base, and both runs scored. So Bryant not wasting any time. It's 2-0 Chicago. Be facing Kyle Hendricks. It'll be Aoki and then Duffy, and he's done well at home, followed by Bell, Posey, and Bird. Tomlinson's going to hit in the 6th slot, then Perez, Adrianza, and Peavy.
On the hill tonight for the Chicago Cubs will be the right-hander Kyle Hendricks. Hendricks, 6'3", 190-pounder. He's in his first year still in the big leagues. 25 years old, and this is what he has done in 24 starts. 6-5 with a 4.03 ERA. He's a sinker baller, but he can get a strikeout. 118 strikeouts against 31 walks in 136 innings. You're going to see a high 80, low 90-ish sinker. When he's right, you'll see a lot of ground balls. He's got a big curveball and a changeup. Pretty much you'll see more changeups than curveballs, and that is an effective pitch for him against righties and lefties. Let's take a look at the defense playing behind Kyle Hendricks. Starting the Cubs outfield from left to right, it'll be Schwarber, Denorfia, and Coghlan. You got a good arm in center field. Denorfia, that is the best one. Russell back in the lineup. He's at shortstop with Bryant. They patrol the left side. Castro and Rizzo on the right side. Miguel Montero, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
So here's Aoki to lead things off. His average now is dipped under the 300 mark. And he takes a strike on the outside corner. Aoki went 0 for 5 last night. High and deep to right. It is out of here. And the Giants are on the board. Home run number 5 for Nori Aoki. So we were wondering where the Giants were going to get their power from tonight.
Well, Nori Aoki stepping right up. And give the Cubs a little bit of an answer to a 2-spot they put in the top of the first. High fastball right above the belt, middle in, and he just backspins it right over the wall in right field. See ya. And he's got a good trot. I like his trot.
So here's Duffy. Duffy takes outside.
And this was not one that just barely cleared the wall either. It went way back on the court walk. I think if it doesn't hit one of the columns on the water cannon, it may have gone into the pond.
So Aoki gets ripped off.
Unbelievable.
3-0 now to Duffy. Belt to follow, and then Posey. And the walk.
You give up a home run, you always look to see what a guy does with the next hitter. Is he going to nibble? And a 4-pitch walk tells you that that home run may have fractured the concentration of Hendricks a bit. But he's still looking for his release point.
Well, now he's got to do it out of his stretch. Belt at 274. Had a hit, scored a run, knocked in a run last night. And he takes a strike. Belt with 17 home runs, 60 driven in.
Time now for our Togo's Big Play the Togo's Way. August 8th of this year, Brandon Belt off of Kyle Hendricks in Chicago. It did this basket shot right field, and he took the free pass around the bags. That's a Togo Big Play the Togo's Way.
Belt on the ground, foul.
All right, Steve Kowalski, here we go, a redeemer. He's a fantasy camp veteran.
He ended up at the baseball.
He did.
Belt, by the way, has homered off of Hendricks. And that pitch is wide and snap throw. And if it's a better throw, Duffy might have been out, and Duffy's hurt. Did he twist an ankle?
He did. Right leg. Oh, yeah.
So he bent it pretty good.
He kind of got wrapped up with Rizzo's ankle. And as Rizzo came in, and immediately he goes down in pain.
If you look, Mike, just if you play the game in case Duffy comes out, Crawford's probably not available. It may be the Giants would have to pull Perez back into the infield again.
Perez is going to have to come to the infield. Juan Perez played second base for the first time in his career last night, and he is their option. One thing about Duffy, I mean, he absolutely will play with a ding or 2 or 5.
Well, I think if he's 20 pounds heavier, he's out for sure.
Oh, broken ankle, ruptured Achilles.
Goodness.
And a knee injury. So he's going to give it a go. It's just one of those unfortunate things. It just sort of happens when two ankles kind of collide. It puts him in an off-balance position when he puts his weight on his ankle and he twists it.
So it's 2-2.
Well, Rizzo's not going to hurt his ankles. He's got cankles. Joe Madden's messing with him. That was called by the bench. But a lot of old managers, they are skeptic of a guy with a foot injury. They think he's going to steal.
So Belt strikes out.
Changeup payoff pitch. That is his best weapon, especially against lefties.
So here's Buster Posey hitting at .314. Buster had a base hit last night in 3 at-bats. And he takes wide, 1 ball and no strikes. Buster 1 for 3 in his 3 career at-bats against this right-hander Kyle Hendricks. Bird to follow. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Sally opens him up with a changeup and follows it up with a big, slow curveball. And Posey gets off balance and reaches. I don't see that very often.
Runner goes, and Duffy steals it.
Well, I think it may have ticked Duffy off when he threw over to first base, but that's the skepticism that Joe Madden has. We're going to make it our 4th right choice. If Kyle Hendricks is not going to pay a lot of attention to him, Duffy's going to take it. And for Duffy, that's his 7th stolen base. He has not been throwing out this year. Our 4th right choice.
Buster skies one to center field, but it's in the park to Denarfia. Duffy's going to tag, and he will end up at 3rd with Marlon Bird coming up. So here's Bird. According to our numbers here, it doesn't look like Bird has ever faced Hendricks. And we believe our numbers. 237, 20 home runs, 45 driven in. Tying run at third and Matt Duffy. 1 ball and no strikes. Swing and a miss to even the count.
Just a lot of soft stuff, and his back is against the wall. There's a runner in score position. Slow curveballs, changeups.
Let's see if that feeds into Marlon Byrd. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Nope, 3-1.
Corners have been tight. What we've learned from Ryan Blakey, the plate umpire, is that he's got a pretty tall strike zone. He's called knees, he's called belt, but he just doesn't have much width on either side of the plate in the corners.
And the walk.
Good bat.
So here's Tomlinson. Tomlinson got into the game last night and went 1 for 2. He scored a run. He also drew a walk. He really has proved so far to be a pretty tough out, especially with men in scoring position or a man in scoring position.
He's a good mistake hitter. He likes the ball up. Good speed. And the other thing, too, about him is he's impressed us with his knowledge of the strike zone. Generally speaking, if he goes out of the strike zone, it'll be low. But he doesn't often do that.
Here's your winner last night. And a strike to Tomlinson to even the count. Get there ahead of the winner last night. He's now 16-6. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Hendricks still going out there trying to shave a corner, and there's no strikes out there. Second most in the National League, giving up RBIs with runners in score position, 2 outs.
Two and two. Well, now if you're Tomlinson, you got to cover it. Foul. If that's fair, Rizzo may have caught it. But it did look like he was aiming at Gary Cedarstrom.
Cedarstrom, the crew chief. Look out, Gary. Tweener. Cedarstrom doing the Aztec 2-step to get out of the way. That's better than 4 cups of coffee right there. Get your heart pumping.
Nice block, 3 and 2. So Bird will now go. Consequently, Rizzo's not going to hold him on. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Oh, goodness.
Well, he's been nibbling. And now he's got no place to put Juan Perez. Good at bat, Tomlinson. did not bite. So Chris Bosio, the pitching coach, is going to come out. And this meeting on the mound brought to you by Ring Central, business communications made simple. So Bosio is going to ask him one question. What's wrong with your fastball? You're killing me. Throw that thing. It's got sink. And Hendricks is still a pitcher with just 1 year's experience in the big leagues. In this particular instance, the old pitching coach is not going to jump down his throat. He would if Hendricks had 10 years in the big leagues. Here he's going to make a suggestion, and then he's going to give him a little pat him on the back and a little cheerleading section.
So here's Juan Perez. Perez had one at bat last night, picked up a hit. So we'll see if Perez is aggressive, knowing that Hendricks probably wants to come in, or if he's selective. Aggressive or selective? Selective, and it's no balls and one strike. So your base runners, it's Duffy, Bird, and Tomlinson. On the ground. And he beat it, and a run scored. Outstanding hustle by Tomlinson. And this game is tied.
Now, Addison Russell had made up his mind when that ball was hit, the speed with which it was hit, that he was going to go to second base. And look at how far off first base Tomlinson was. He had an enormous lead, and with his speed, he just flat out beats it. And I got to believe you have to give an assist to Billy Hayes, who encouraged Tomlinson to get off, get a lead. And it wasn't even close.
Hit on the ground, and Rizzo's got it. And he will go to the bag, and that'll end the inning. So the Giants tie it up. The first run came on the 5th home run by Nori Aoki. And it's bye-bye, baby. Both teams scored 2 in the first. Second inning coming up.
Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by Bay Area Mini.
Well, the Reds are in town on the next homestand, September 14th. That'll start out the homestand. All three are night games. The Wednesday game, the 16th, the first 20,000 fans are going to receive a World Champions belt buckle, courtesy of Scottsdale Convention and Visitors Bureau. Get your tickets at sfgiants.com/tickets. Here's Montero, who takes a strike. Montero with a foul back. That dinged Buster Posey. Montero hitting .239. He's got a couple of doubles and a home run lifetime against Peavy. And the high fastball is taken 1-2.
I thought Montero tried to stick an elbow on that high fastball inside. He's got a pad there. That'll make you fearless.
2-2. Got into one last night for his 14th of the year.
Got a ball up. Change up. And did not miss the mistake to location.
Got him. All right, Amy G is here tonight as always, and let's check in, Amy.
All right, gentlemen, unfortunately I have some injury updates for fans. Gregor Blanco scratched just before tonight's game with a left hip strain, and Brandon Crawford, let's get fans updated on him. He is not available tonight. He actually has a tight left oblique, and he felt it last night. He had a very long at bat against Arrieta in the 6th inning, 12 pitches, and he felt it on the final swing after he struck out. He did, however, go on to say they didn't need an MRI. He's in mild pain, gentlemen, and he has had an oblique strain in the past in 2013. He said this doesn't even compare. It's a lot more mild, and he hopes to be back playing in a few days.
All right, so kind of bad news, but good news.
Yeah.
We'll go with that. Thanks, Amy.
That makes perfect sense to me.
Here's Hendricks after Denorfia hit the soft line drive to Belt.
Hendricks hitting in that 8th spot. Second night in a row that Joe Madness used that lineup with the pitcher in the 8th spot.
He did it every game in Chicago. And then I kept waiting for the perfect explanation as to why, and I still haven't received one.
There is none.
I'm convinced there isn't. Give me a really good reason why, and I'll buy it. Tap to Duffy. And that's going to end the inning. Nice inning for Peavy. And guess what? He's going to lead things off.
Shutdown inning.
is brought to you by the Solar Company. Not just any solar company. The Solar Company. Switch to solar and save.
It's a 2-2 ball game. Oh, where's that? Is that Florida? It's here.
Yes, it is.
Here's Peavy. Peavy, 3 for 19. Not sure Peavy would be described as a good hitter or not, but what he'll do is he will give you a pretty good aggressive at bat.
Hey, he looks good in the batter's box. I mean, he looks like he knows what he's doing.
Swing and a miss.
Not a bad bat throw, though.
At least it didn't go in the stands.
I'll give him a C+ on the bat throw. All right. Take 2 fastballs down the middle and swing and 1 in the dirt. Now let's watch that bat throw. C-.
At least he kept it foul. So here's Nori Aoki, who homered in the first inning.
Willie Mays is here. Willie Mays is here. In the hearts and minds of every Giants fan every night. It's a low strike.
And that's pulled on the ground, foul.
Oh, Steve Kowalski pick it clean.
Boy, Steve.
Yep. And that was a good person to give it to.
Aoki tagged out by the pitcher, so 2 outs. So here's Duffy.
Oh yeah, it was time to grub down.
I wasn't hungry until right about now.
I think everybody in that row is saying the same thing.
Wasn't that thirsty until right about now. On the ground to short, and Russell's got it. And that's going to end the inning. So both pitchers settle down, and we will head to the 3rd.
And check out the Giants. We've got Graham Rahal, IndyCar driver. You've got a huge race coming up on Sunday, but we're going to change gears. Yes, I threw that pun down on you. You got to throw out the ceremonial first pitch. How was it? How much did you practice? And how much do you like baseball?
I didn't practice at all, actually, and I threw out the first pitch not too long ago to a White Sox game. That was the last time I did, and that's the last time I've thrown a pitch in about, 10 years. So, as a kid, like every American kid, I played, and but like anything, racing started taking over my life 9 or 10 years old. So, frankly, that was pretty much it. But it's cool to be back here. I've been to this park more than any other, I think, probably 5 or 6 times now. So it's cool to be here.
You got a warm night, too. That's lucky for you. Bring in the luck. All right, you are currently second in points heading into the season finale, which is Sunday. It's at Sonoma Raceway. What's the plan to take over Juan Pablo Montoya, if there is one that you can share at all, and have a shot at winning your first IndyCar title?
Well, luckily, it is the finale at Sonoma this coming Sunday, and luckily it's double points weekend. So they kind of threw that out there as an opportunity, and frankly, it's been a good one for us because we're 34 points behind, but if we win the race, he has to finish third to still beat us. So our plan's to win. I mean, we've won 2 of the last 5. We've been on a podium and a couple others, so as many points as we can get, but really we have to win.
Well, we wish you all the luck, and we do want to recognize, gentlemen, this has been a difficult week in the racing world. You lost one of your drivers, Justin Wilson, in a tragedy, and how is the race family dealing? How are you guys holding up?
Well, it's hard, I mean, unfortunately, it's part of our sport, but Justin was the epitome of a great driver and a gentleman, and probably I would say without a doubt the nicest guy that was out there competing with us. So to lose him was really difficult. He was a teammate of mine when I was 19 years old and really kind of helped shape me, and best teammate I ever had by far. So it's tough, but it's part of racing, unfortunately. We're going to race on this weekend and do the best that we can for him.
Condolences with you. Good luck on Sunday. If you're interested in watching the race, NBC Sports Network will have it at 1 o'clock, Sonoma Raceway. Go get him. Good luck.
Thank you.
Graham Rahal, gentlemen.
All right, thanks, Graham, and of course, Amy. Here's Schwarber, and I've only got really one thing to say about that last pop-up. Killing me.
Oh, man. The hardest pop-up is the one that drops down on top of the mound, because the corner infielders are coming in. They're going to have to deal with the rise in the mound, and this messes your footing up.
And another pop-up. Fans are into the pop-ups tonight.
That was normal.
This is the one we're talking about. At one point we were like, well, there's going to be a collision, it's going to fall.
Well, you saw Jake Peavy. He just got out of dodge. And it goes to the tallest guy. But after one drops and everybody gets a little aggressive.
Yeah, you're not going to give up on it, that's for sure.
You don't want to get yelled at again by the coaches.
Or by Peavy. If that had hit the mound and bounced for a triple, oh my goodness.
Yeah. It was the big thing that led to the Cubs' 2 spot they put up in the first inning.
Strike to Castro, who bounced out to Duffy.
Pitch the gaps pretty straight away.
Right there is Perez, and now in the inning. 2 pop-ups in a line drive, and Belt's going to lead things off.
Stanford Healthcare. Visit us at stanfordhealthcare.org.
It's a 2-2 ball game as Belt stands in, struck out in the first. And he kind of waited on that breaking ball, and he ropes it into right field for a base hit.
Well, Saturday, September 12th is Lego Day here at the Yard. The special event package will include admission to the pregame Lego Day build experience and a limited edition Giants player Lego mini build and a ticket to the game with the Giants taking on the Padres. You want tickets? Go to sfgiants.com/special events.
So here's Buster Posey. Buster hit a fly ball into center field in the first inning. First pitch strike, and it's 0-1. Belt's sneaky. He's got 8 steals in 10 attempts. Trying to get in that pitching of Buster Posey, and he fouls it out of play.
Cub fan brought his glove, made a play.
Is that the old 6-finger glove?
Yeah, it is. Trapeze.
I had one of those as a kid.
I wanted one. Everybody did.
Outside and low, 1-2.
One more look. Yeah, the trapeze does its job. Nice play.
Posey on the ground. This could be a pair. That's 1, and that's 2.
Well, you get a real good idea of why the Cubs are so excited about Addison Russell when you watch how quickly he 360s and gets his feet underneath him. And this is just very special. I mean, that is quick feet right there. And it's set up to double play. I don't think if he doesn't have this quickness, he doesn't have a chance to get it. Well, what a nice turn.
So here's Bird. Hendricks happy. Bird walked in the first. And he hits this one on the ground to Russell. And that's going to end the inning. 4th inning coming up.
Bruce Bochy on the Giants playoff situation. Well, obviously you want to win your division. That's what we're looking at and how we have to play the game. But these other teams, they can stumble too. And that's our Geico quote.
Spoken like a manager who's been through it before. On both ends. So it'll be Coughlin to lead things off here in the fourth inning. Both teams scored 2 runs in the first. And a strike to Coughlin. Rizzo, Bryant. And on the ground to Belt. 1 out. You remember on Saturday, game in Pittsburgh, John Miller brought his shirt but forgot to wear it. Remember, we made big kind of fun out of that?
Yeah.
Tonight, he brought his tie, thinking that Dave was not going to be here. And he's ready to do TV. And he doesn't have to do TV. And I think he knows exactly what we're talking about. He looks good on radio, doesn't he?
He does. He dresses up well. Good to see Dave back.
Belt on the backhand. Don likes to say when he wears shorts to the park, somebody will say, well, John, you're supposed to dress up a little bit for radio, and his response is always, you only have to sound like you're wearing a tuxedo on radio.
And he does.
There's the play by Belt. There's a good one.
Didn't have a lot of time to think about that one. That nut was roasted.
There's a few Giants that have given John a hard time with his shorts. Jeremy Affeldt, one who may very well be watching and listening to this. Hit into the gap, and nobody's going to get there. Perez will cut it off. It'll be a 2-out double for Chris Bryant.
You know what? When Jeremy Affeldt decides to retire, and they hold a retirement party for him, I think that's what we should do.
What, all wear shorts?
We should get John shorts, and we should have them wrapped up and give them to Affeldt for a present.
Or force Affeldt to wear them at his party. The Kahuna. And it is good to have Dave back. They're back from the College World Series. So here's Montero, who struck out in the second. And Dave, to you, looked like he'd not only done the games in Williamsport, but also found a couple of sports bars in Williamsport.
About 10 or 12.
It's 1-0 in a 2-2 ball game. No overshift. And it's high and wide. 2 balls and no strikes. See if Peavy comes in with first base open. And he gets the low strike. It's 2-1. Barry Bonds is here.
Great to see him by the batting cage today. Oh, yeah. That was a great night. Peavy elevating by design. Montero, good low ball hitter. You can keep climbing that ladder too.
Montero wanted to go at it. He took it. It's 3-2.
Montero will chase above, and he will chase down below. You throw a back foot slider here with an open base, and he'll go after it. Think about Montero. He is aggressive with middle score position. He wants to knock that run in. He's not up there looking for walks. He wants to swing it.
Out of play.
And there are times when you can use a guy's aggressiveness against him. And this is one of those times. If he walks him, it's not the end of the world. He's got a right-hander, Kristen Orphy, on deck. So if he tries to go down the dirt, not a bad idea. Tries to go up above the strike zone, not a bad idea.
Got him. And that's going to end the inning.
Front door magic.
2-2. We'll be back.
Francisco Giants. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
It's a 2-2 ball game, and from time to time we like to show you what goes on in the stands. We're going to do this backwards. This is the agony of defeat and the thrill of victory. There's the agony of defeat, and that's a big defeat right there because you lost everything. And this guy here who's trying to lose his beer is the thrill of victory.
I am the man. Yes, you are. Beer on the sleeve, could care less. And the Blackhawk guy, he went back for the French fries on the stairs.
This is what's left. Anybody want any fries? Yeah, they're on the steps.
Oh.
2-0 to Tomlinson. Oh my goodness. Well, that's the remains of that war right there.
Well,
2-1 to Tomlinson. Yeah, she got splashed. She got fries on her. Dad kept telling her, "You're gonna have a good time tonight."
well, she got some good TV time.
Tomlinson victimized by that backdoor something, and it's 1 out. Oh, this guy's still laughing about it.
Well, that was epic.
That was too good, wasn't
entertainment.
Perez takes a strike. knocked in a run with a fielder's choice in the first inning. It appears that Hendricks now has found that spot, at least out of the windup.
Yeah, he's spotting that sinker well now. And I think that was the message when Chris Bosio went out to talk to him. Good softballing. Throw your sinker.
He walked 3 in the first inning. Tap foul. It stays at 1-2.
Take a look at what Hendricks has been throwing this year. You're going to see that sinker about 66% of the time. And then the changeup is his #1 go-to specialty pitch. He's got a curveball and a cutter. He'll show you those.
Hit on the ground to Bryant. Good strong throw. 2 out.
Oh, he's got a good arm.
And that'll bring up Adriano. The goal here for Adriano is to get on base, get the pitcher up here in the fourth.
30 pitch first inning, and after that, Hendricks has settled down. And a lot of it is because he's really established that sinker.
So Peavy's on deck, a 2-2 ball game. Hit on the ground to second. And that is going to end the inning. So a 1-2-3 inning. And we'll head to the fifth. It remains 2-2 here at AT&T Park. You need to register now at sfgiants.com/tickets for a special opportunity to purchase tickets for possible postseason play this year. You must register by noon on Sunday, September 20th to qualify. sfgiants.com/tickets. So it'll be Denorfia and then Kyle Hendricks, followed by Addison Russell in a 2-2 ball game here in the fifth.
Beautiful look of San Francisco from the Oakland side of the Bay.
Foul back, and it's 0-1. Denorfia hit a soft line drive at Belt in the second. Swing and a miss, nothing in 2.
That's a good quick slider he's got tonight. Both pitchers with good rhythms right now.
Waits pitch high, 1 and 2. Dodgers won today in Cincinnati, 7-4. Padres beat the Nationals 6-5. Rockies beat Atlanta 6-3. So everybody in the West, National League West, playing well. Cardinals are leading Arizona 2-1 in the 7th. 0-2 to 3-2 to Denorfia.
Well, this becomes a big pitch, and that Denorfia is the leadoff hitter. He has to make Denorfia swing the bat. And that's a mistake. Well, Giants baseball on CSNet Bay Area is brought to you by California State Parks Division of Boating and Waterways, which reminds you to wear it, California. That's right, strap that life jacket on.
So here's Hendricks, who bounced out to third. At end of the 2nd inning, he'll be asked to bunt here. And he bunts through it, and it's 0-1.
Denorfia has good speed. If they're going to have a shot at him at second base, which they will play for, it's going to have to be a hard hit bunt. Belt throws very well at first base. Duffy with a good arm, a shortstop's arm at third base. So if it's bunted firmly, they'll have a shot to get him. That's second.
And he bunts it in the air, and Belt's got it, and they get the out there, and that's it. And Belt, as you said, good after it on.
Now, once the ball was popped up, Denorfia was rocking a hard place. I mean, he could not commit to second base until he saw the ball hit the ground. So he has to freeze, and Belt knows this. So he would have took the bounce. I'll say this. Kyle Hendricks got pretty good speed. He gets down this line good, or otherwise it would have been a double play. For Adrianza, he's got a good arm. No chance to even get a throw off.
So here's Russell. Russell popped out to Belt in the 3rd inning. Outside with a fastball, 1 ball and no strikes. Two and 0. We look back at the mound.
Watching Matt Duffy, and he has definitely been taking inventory of his ankle. He had a little slight sprain earlier in the game, but maybe tightened up on him a bit. As those type of injuries have a tendency to do.
Hit up the middle. Adrianza to Tomlinson, and a double play, and that'll end the inning. Beebe to lead things off.
Contest is sponsored by T-Mobile. Check out tonight's picture from Matthew McElroy. He's got himself a couple of cuties and a couple of Giants fans. We love it. Get your photo on a future broadcast. You need to tweet it, and you need to hashtag CSNBA Data Strong Fan. Dwayne and Mike, I want to see a picture from you guys go up there. What do you got?
You know what, Emmy, why don't you come on up here and take one, and then, well, you do it anyway, so you don't even have to tell us.
You know, I've got it right here.
Okay, good.
Amy, he's got his shower shoes on again.
I need to get there.
Here's Peavy. Amy took one yesterday, just the three of us, and I had an itch on my nose, and she took it.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I posted it, so it actually looked like I was doing something else. 1 ball and 1 strike. Aoki to follow.
Well, I knew you weren't picking your nose.
He doesn't care about those things. Swinging a foul back, 2-2. All right. Be careful, don't hurt other people. Down the right field line, foul.
Well, he gave her the ball. He knows the rules.
Yeah, see, this is the picture.
Yeah. Well, you were in there up to the first
care.
knuckle.
No, it was an itch. On the ground, foul. So that's 2 pictures in 2 weeks where she doesn't care. Foul again. Look at the sidelines, isn't he?
He does that a lot. I mean, think for Peavy, that's pulling the ball.
Three and 2. So be the 9th pitch coming up.
You get a 10-pitch at bat, you're a pitcher. That's a great at bat. I don't care what he does. It's setting up an inning just because of the pitches he's getting here to lead off. Oh, keep it going. Giants fans are enjoying this. This is entertainment.
He's going to get some kind of ovation if he reaches. And he will not.
So an 11-pitch at bat ending up in a strikeout. And yes, it was a great at bat, even with a strikeout.
So here's Nori Aoki, who homered, and then he bounced back to the pitcher. And he's going to tap another one back to the pitcher. Ultimately ticks you off so much it's not even funny.
Oh, and it kills the 11-pitch at bat. That's a 1-pitch out.
It was Duffy in the first inning when he tweaked his ankle.
Well, we had really bad thoughts. He kind of got wrapped up. But in the same sequence, he winds up stealing second base. And then on a fly ball to center, he tags and goes to third.
Bounced out to short in the second. So he's 0 for 1. Average at 308. On the ground to short again. And that's going to end the inning. Top of the order coming up. Night here at the ballpark. We get a limited edition Filipino Giants t-shirt and the admission into the pregame party, and also a ticket to the game against the Cincinnati Reds. Remember, need that special ticket to get the t-shirt? Visit sfgiants.com/special events September 15th. So is that at least she's not a Dodger fan?
Well,
makes a good point.
Excellent point.
Although he did overachieve. Here's Schwarber to lead things off.
Salesman of the year.
And he takes high and away. No swing, 1 ball and no strikes. Schwarber doubled in the first, and that was a pop-up that fell between Peavy and Posey. He takes a strike. On deck is Castro, and then Coghlan.
Yeah, this is the beef coming up here. This will be a test.
This is the beef. Two and two. Foul right, bounced over the Cubs dugout. Is that the Garden?
That is the Garden. That's just behind the wall in center field.
That's where you can get that vodka kale slush.
Very healthy vodka, I might add.
Waited nicely, and he fouls at that.
Yeah, he was not fooled with that speed.
Well, you can get just about. You can go healthy, you can go healthy, and then you can go kind of healthy.
It's the herb garden, sage, and rosemary.
Hit on the ground. It'll be Tomlinson who's going to have to hurry, and Tomlinson's not going to make the play. That is the issue with playing deep. And if you play too deep, then you can't make any mistakes.
And the exchange had to be perfect. And Schwarber can get down that line, especially when you're sniffing a hit. He just could not have the clean exchange, and I'm not even sure if he comes up clean with it, they can get him. It's a low in the glove. Fighting to find a grip. Gone. And watch Schwarber go. 6 feet tall, 235 pounds. It's 4.2 speed for a guy his size. That's running.
He goes. Hit on the ground. It'll be Adrianza behind second. He'll make the play. And that'll bring up Coghlan. Coghlan walked in the first, bounced out in the fourth. Swinging a foul, and it's no balls and 1 strike.
He's got his helmet on. Not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea.
1 eye black patch.
0-2.
One thing about Peavy, he's been able to really pound that corner consistently against Chicago. He's not missed. Bob, I know you don't want to. That's what makes moms great.
You think moms from Chicago and everybody else surrounding her Giants fans?
Yeah. Some Skokie.
1-2. Is that where Mark Grant was from?
Joliet.
Joliet. Right. The king of Joliet.
South of Chicago.
Come on. Oh, so Dad got to be the one to give it to the youngest. Here's the 1-2 coming up to Coghlan. Runner goes, and it's blocked by Posey.
It's a big play. I mean, Schwarber's not your prototypical base stealer. I mean, this is 3rd of the year. As soon as Peavy turns his head, he is gone. And he gets a great pitch to go on. Ball in the dirt. If that ball is caught cleanly, he's out by 10 feet.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, stealing the base with no right-hander and stealing third with no right-hander in that batter's box gives a catcher an open lane. Let's catch a break there. This is a strikeout situation now. Plain and simple. Guys bring the infield in. Bring the outfield in a few steps. I mean, Schwarber's got great speed for a catcher, but it's average speed.
So it's 3-2 with Rizzo on deck.
Yeah, I just think that's a show pitch right there. I don't think he really wanted to throw it in the strike zone away. I think he wanted to show him away just to clean the palate of the eye. I think he wants to get him out inside.
Yep.
Had it played perfectly. It's not his first play either.
No, it's not.
Good pocket in that glove. Sweet spot. Had a bit.
So it remains 3-2. Out of play.
Another foul ball, and the drama intensifies. Hey, look who got it. A bit. He's down there underneath the seat exploring new horizons, and he got himself a baseball.
Three and two.
One of the sliders shook it off. He wanted the fastball away. He shook that off. And they say, now let's reload, start again. He wants to break the ball. Backdoor. Easy take. But he also has gotten Rizzo to hit the ball on the ground twice tonight, and he doesn't have great speed, so he is a double play candidate. Guys who can put the ball on the ground think that way.
And he is, however, the leader in RBIs on this Cubs team. Rizzo is with 77.
Well, 20 home runs. That's right. And 15 stolen bases. Surprising for a guy his size? Yeah, it is.
Out of play, no balls and one strike. Strickland headed down to the bullpen.
Pitch count really not an issue at this point. By the end of the sixth inning, you should have 90 or less, maybe at 80 pitches. So that is not high by any means.
Oh, 2. Well, he put that right where he wanted to.
Yeah, he was going right up there above the mid-thigh inside corner. He's staying in. He's not missing out over the plate because that is death. Say to yourself, if you're going in there, if I'm going to miss, I'm going to miss off the plate in. 21 pitches in the first because of a botched pop-up is really the only inning where he really had to dig deep until now. And right now he's digging.
Buster wanted that up, and it wasn't up enough. It stays at 0-2.
Got away with one. When you get down to it, I mean, it's a fly ball situation for Rizzo. And you're looking for something up. If you're going to go up here, you want to go out of the strike zone, and that's just out of the plate away. I mean, got away with one.
Two. Got him.
And he gets the strikeout he was looking for, and he went down in the dirt with the breaking ball to do it. Third strikeout, and it was absolutely what this situation had dictated. Slider, bounce it between home and Buster Posey. The pressure was on Posey to block it with a runner in third, and he did so nicely. Big pitch.
Well, here's the guy that's hit the ball hard twice off of Jake Peavy, and that's Chris Bryant. One ball and no strikes. Montero is on deck.
Well, does not wait around either. He loves the ball middle in, and that's saying something for a guy his height. Tall hitter, 6'4". He inside outs that inside location as good as any big man in the league.
Foul back. 1 ball and 1 strike. So those are two in the bullpen, a righty and a lefty.
I sold Chris Bryant short. He's not 6'4", he's 6'5".
6'5". Bird. Side retired. Peavy gets out of it. Belt, Posey, Bird coming up. Nice job.
Is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com and by Xfinity, home of the most live sports.
Another sellout tonight here at AT&T Park. It's a 2-2 ball game. It's been that way since the first inning. And Brandon Belt's going to lead things off.
Been a well-pitched game. Jake Peavy, Kyle Hendricks, they have matched up.
And Belt takes high. Belt singled in the third inning.
Peavy took on the heart of the Cubs lineup in the top of the sixth, and here Hendricks going to do the same with the Giants.
All right, and Peavy pitched through an unfortunate play that allowed Schwarber to reach. And then a steal of third, so he did a good job. 1 and 2 now to Belt.
Oh, I thought the strikeout of Anthony Rizzo, that was
huge.
Absolutely huge. Situation called for a strikeout, and he got it.
So Belt in a battle now. Just outside. Two-two pitch. Here it is. And a full count.
Good cutter. He almost hit him in the back leg. Hendricks struck him out with a changeup back in the first.
Line drive. Center field. Diving and missing is Denorfia. And Belt is on the move. Belt is on the move. I'll repeat myself. Belt is on the move, and he made it. And he didn't make it by much.
Well, Denorfia, he gambles here, tries to make a great play, but you can't let that ball get by you. Especially late in the tie ball game, right off the tip of the glove. And it was going to be up to Schwarber, the left fielder, to get over there and make the play. It was all in front of Belt. Once he sees it gets by, he kicks it in another gear. This is his decision. He doesn't need help from the coach. It's all in front of him. On his belly.
Posey down the left field line, foul.
And how close was it? Close. Moderately close. Semi-moderately close.
Outside and low, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Hendricks faced with a strikeout situation here.
Giants trying to take the lead here in the 6th. Hit out to right field. Triples alley. Coghlan can't get it. Posey's rounding the bag at first. He will stop. The Giants take the lead. And for Buster Posey, RBI number 80.
That's a big one. It gives the Giants the lead for the first time tonight. So Belt gets the hero's welcome. And let's watch the pitch that Posey beats the opposite way. Looking for something up you can get in the air. And this is right what the doctor ordered. And he gets up in the air and more. He finds a gap. Right over the glove of Coghlan, who never had a chance. And the boys love it.
So here's Bird. Bird is 0 for 1. '150th career double. A triple and now a double. Inside to Bird, it's 1 ball and no strike.
The best arm for the Cubs is in center field, Kristen Orfler. It's strong and it's accurate. It's a good assist arm.
They're going to foul back. 1 ball and 1 strike.
He's not fooled by it. Thinking about Montero, Denorfi, and Hendricks. That's who we'll face in the top of the 7th.
Low and away, 2 balls and 1 strike. '84 pitches for Kyle Hendricks. Two and 2.
Again, right on it. Guy fouls it straight back. He's got your time. And that 2-pitch sequence, he was timed on the changeup. He was timed on the fastball.
So it's 2 and 2 to Bird.
Montero going to come out and talk about it. Runner at second base, nobody out. Strikeout situation. One thing Montero is going to tell him here is get that ball down. He's got away with 2 belt-high mistakes in this at-bat to Bird. There's nobody in the bullpen for the Cubs. So he backdoors him with a little 2-seam fastball. And Bird gave up on it, and he comes back into the zone, and that is the strikeout he was pitching for. Setting the outside target. Wrap it around the outside corner. Montero never moved the glove.
So here's Tomlinson, 0 for 1, a walk and a strikeout. Down the right field line. Is this trouble? You bet! Coming in to score is Posey. Tomlinson with a double. And the Giants lead 4-2.
Talk about his ability to hit the mistakes up. And one thing he does here that's impressive is he doesn't try and do too much with it. It's a sinker up. It comes back into the strike zone, and he goes the opposite way. Just a good, strong top hand bat throw with flat shoulders. And backspins it right down the line.
So here's Perez. Perez is 0 for 2, but he does have an RBI. Foul back, and Tomlinson may be given the okay to try to steal third here. Why not?
Well, he's got the speed for it. I mean, he had 49 steals last year, so it's definitely within his skill set.
To right field. Coughlin's coming in. He's going to make the running catch. Tagging is Tomlinson, and he will go to third. So here's Adrianza.
James Russell is the left-hander. Tommy Hunter, the right-hander. Hunter Strickland starting to get up.
A hit here would help. It's no balls and 1 strike. Peavy watching. Oh, and 2. Adrianza is 0 for 2.
Posey, chalk it up. Put more paint on to help out Jake Peavy.
Got him. And that was 3 pitches. And that will end the inning. Giants take the lead. All their hits this inning, extra base hits, a triple and 2 doubles. Scoring Belton Posey. 7th inning coming up, 4-2 Giants. Both starters are still in the game. Peavy and Hendricks. Chris Bryant's got a couple of hits. Buster Posey's got an RBI double. Tomlinson's got an RBI double. Aoki's got a home run. So that's what's going on here as we head to the 7th. So 86 pitches for Peavy, and while he's out there, Strickland is still throwing. So the leash might be fairly short right now.
Well, he definitely needs to get through a 7th inning. I think he's really made that an issue personally. I mean, he's gotten to the 7th inning a bunch. Getting through the 7th inning is something that he has only done once this year, and did it against the Mets back in July.
Oh, and 2.
Good changeup. Peavy has been outstanding. Held his composure through a difficult first inning. Minimized what could have been a big inning. And he has been stellar ever since.
And that's fouled in front of the club level.
Got a man making a play.
Making a play down below. Oh, 2 pitch. Tap to Tomlinson, who's going to make the play. Check in with Amy G.
All right, gentlemen, he's in center field tonight. He was at second base last night. Such is the life for Juan Perez, who made his major league debut at second base last night. I talked to him today. He did have 72 games at second base when he was with the Augusta team back in 2009, but he also has been taking ground balls at second and third on the road with infield coach Ron Wodas. He said he's officially their emergency infielder, and he is prepared for anything. With a rash of injuries this team has had, that's the only way to go, guys.
Absolutely, and that's how you stay on the team. So, good stuff. Denorfia is 0 for 1. And he drives this one into right field for a base hit. Looks like Tommy La Stella is coming out. La Stella started last night at second base. And he went 1 for 3. Mike Ratus on the right. He's been a cameraman forever around here. This is wife Lisa. And on the kiss cam, they got them both.
Nice.
Very nice. So Peavy to La Stella, and it's a strike, and it's 0-1. There they are, Mike and Lisa. Mike, a big overachiever as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Down the left field line and out of play.
But you would expect that from a Vietnam veteran. When a Purple Heart was awarded one. I don't know if you win them, they're given them.
Mike's brother Rick, a longtime cameraman for us. There's Mike.
Yeah, he's been a hero of ours for a long time. Nice goal, Mike.
There's his brother on the far right.
There's Rick. A lot of talent in that Ratus family.
And plus they're good cameramen. Oh, and 2 to La Stella. Driven to Aoki, And he can't get it. It's by him. Perez gets to it quickly. And the Cubs are back in business.
Well, you can't catch what you can't see, and that ball got caught in the lights. So a disappointing end of what I think Jake Peavy thought was a ball that was going to get caught. But a nice play from Perez to get over there and back it up, because that prevented Denorfia from scoring.
Now they're going to give Aoki an error. And Bruce Bochy's coming out. And Strickland's coming in. So Peavy should get a nice round of applause, and he does. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts. We'll be back.
Afternoon game at 12:30. Giants pregame live comes on at noon. You'll see right here on CSN Bay Area. Final game of the series, plus complete pre and post game coverage. And Giants insider Alex Pavlovich, as always, will be giving you great information right here on CSNBayArea.com. The home of the authentic Giants fans is right here, Comcast Sportsnet. Madison Bumgarner is going to be on the hill for the Giants in Game 3, and he'll take on Dan Herron. Right now, it's Hunter Strickland who takes the ball for the 39th time. 2-3 with a 2.08 ERA. Hard thrower. Two types of fastball, mid to high 90s, hard slider, and a split.
One ball and no strikes. Russell is 0 for 2, a pop up and a double play ball. One ball and one strike.
Right at it with 97 behind the count 1-0. Gets a swing through.
Popped out of play at 98, 1-2.
He showed him a slider to open up the at-bat. Did not get the call on the outside corner. But here in a 1-2 count, you may see him go wide and go off the plate away with that hard slider again. Or you could throw a high fastball. Lots of options.
Got him.
And that was the high fastball, and that was a Posey idea, and it pays off.
So now Bruce Bochy is going to come out, and he's going to bring in the left-hander. So Lopez coming in. It remains 4-2 Giants. And I'll also talk about the game tomorrow morning with Murph and Mac on KMBR 680. So here's Lopez as he'll face Kyle Schwarber.
Javier Lopez coming in for the 60th time this year. 1.38 ERA, no record, 19 strikeouts and 32 2/3. Just 25 base runners allowed those 32 2/3. Give you 2 or 3 different types of arm angle. Fastball, mid-80s. Curveball, slider, and a changeup.
No balls and 1 strike. Schwarber faced Lopez twice in Chicago, and he went 1 for 2. Romo and Cantos are now up in the Giants bullpen. Just off the plate, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Not by much. And he was not swinging for a single there either.
No, he's letting it fly.
He was airing it out. It's like pitching to a linebacker here. He swings like a linebacker should swing.
Got him. DB. Thinking that's what I'm talking about. 4-2 Giants. Here it's a 4-2 lead for the Giants. And there's your new pitcher. It's Travis Wood.
40th game that Wood has come into this year. You can see a 90-ish fastball with curveball, slider, changeup. And he's going to finesse you. 92 strikeouts in 81 2/3 tells you that he's got some good kill pitches.
Bryant's now in center, so from third base to center field, Estella is now at third, and the hitter is Maxwell. And a strike to Maxwell. .209 for Justin Maxwell. Most of the damage that Maxwell has done this year came in the first couple of months when he was playing in place of Hunter Pence. On deck is Nori Aoki. Foul back. It stays at 0-2. How about the job by Strickland and Javier Lopez?
Come in. Inherit a first and third one-out situation to get 2 strikeouts. That's as good as it gets. That's how good that was. Tandem punch-outs.
Outside to Maxwell. This is the bottom of the 7th. There's the 2 of them. Got him.
Painted him with a changeup and gets the call. Let's take a look at the 4-pitch at bat between Schwarber and Javier Lopez. Opens it up, little breaking ball, aggressively swings. And he takes a pitch, just missed away. Then in a 1-1 count, Schwarber airs it out again. And then a 1-2. Why change a good thing? Breaking ball below the zone, and you see Peavy loving every minute of it. The Giants keep that 2-run lead.
Romo headed down to the bullpen. Here's Aoki, who's 1 for 3. Out of play. Into one of the luxury suites. It's no balls and 1 strike. There's an Angels guy. It looks like he's a bit out of place, but he seems to be happy. And a little bit of a punching bag right now. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
I don't think it's the uniform. I think it's the hat. Where else can you wear a uni like that and feel completely at home?
At ease.
Here.
Slowly hit. It'll be Castro charging. 2 outs, and here's Duffy.
So Joe Romo finishing off his warm-up pitches. He will pitch the 8th inning.
It would normally be a spot where you might see Jeremy Affeldt. Affeldt on the disabled list. Duffy fouls it back. It won't be 5 minutes after this game is over with where Duffy's foot will be in an ice bucket.
Yeah, exactly.
Guys, he had a Ray Ratto sweater on. Did you see that?
I thought he had all the sweaters that looked like that.
It's amazing. And a late strike call. It's now 0-2. It's not an insult, by the way. It's just that that's Ray's look. It could be 105 in Walnut Creek, and that's what Ray would wear.
Yeah. He's got a garage full of them.
1-2. Belt on deck. Yep. Hit the phone. Yep, you're on TV. Talking about that beautiful sweater.
That wins awards every Christmas. What are you talking about?
Wears at the Dante's Tavern all the time. Swinging a high pop-up down the right field line. Coghlan on the run. And did he make the catch? He made the catch.
Wow.
And that's going to end the inning. Nice play.
Great play.
We'll head to the 8th inning. As you watch Coghlan put it away. It's 4-2 Giants with Romo coming in.
He earned those grass stains.
Mobile and connected devices with MLB.TV Premium every night on every device. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. Here's Romo facing Starlin Castro here in the 8th inning.
The numbers for Romo, 53rd time he's come in. 0-4, 3.48 ERA.
First pitch slider for a strike. Extra base to get it in, and if it's a hanger, they probably won't swing at it. Maxwell stays in the game after he pinch hit, and he's in left field. Swing and a miss, 0-2.
Yep, we were on the cruise, 1989. Couple of veterans, nice. Giants can have a cruise again this year. You're going.
Oh, 2. Hooked on the left field line. Foul. Is it a shocker that John's going?
No. John averages 3 and 4 cruises in off season.
John's got a boat in his backyard and he just sits in it and watches TV.
Well, that's just about true. Well, he lives over in Moss Beach on the coast side here. He is right on the water. It's like you're living on a boat.
Absolutely.
Straight up. That's how they defend Starlin Castro.
He hooked that last one.
And that was not a strike. He went way off the plate to hook it.
Well, does that mean you can sneak one in?
Means you can go wider.
On the ground, it'll be Adrianza. The belt, you better hurry. Got him.
Just barely. Gary Cedarstone, the first base umpire, and the crew chief making the call. And they get him by a third of a step. You just have to get them.
So here's Coughlin.
Backdoor breaking ball, didn't get it. This one made it surprised him.
This is what you can't do. That right there with a guy that can run.
A little double pump, kind of clap the ball. Don't have time.
I mean, if it's a slower guy like Rizzo or somebody else, then you can do that. But 2 balls, no strikes to Chris Coughlin. And he gets the call, 2-1.
Hey, Bob's here. Hey, Bob.
All right.
Caught a candlestick on his hat, veteran.
Tap slowly to Tomlinson. Two outs. Here's Rizzo. When those quad candlesticks first came out, we wore them on our hats.
We did.
And I always thought it was interesting. Here we are wearing something on our hats that we couldn't pronounce.
Yeah.
We had to Croy the candlestick on our hats.
Kevin Mitchell, he would pronounce it a different way every time he tried to pronounce it.
Swing and a miss by Rizzo. It became Claw, Croy.
Croix.
And some even have been in the sun so long they've changed colors. Pretty good pitch, 1 ball and 1 strike. That was a Pat Gallagher idea, I believe.
It was a good one. Gamers, total gamers. They always have a different theme with their little hats.
And that'll end the inning. Bottom of the 8th coming up. And we'll have the big colors coming up. It is all coming up after the game. Brandon Belt in his last at bat in the 6th inning, opened up the inning with a triple, and Denorfia took a chance. And we've seen Denorfia do that before. In 2010 in the clinch game, Aubrey Huff in a tie game did this, and Denorfia outstretched, came up empty. And Freddie Sanchez scored what would be the lead run. And the Giants went on to clinch. And the Giants went on to win a world championship.
Yes, they did. First one ever in a San Francisco Giant uniform.
Remember that series, a 3-game series against the Padres? They lost on Friday. They lost on Saturday.
I just, set up a little drama.
That was the torture year, correct?
It was.
1-2 to Belt.
Santiago Casilla finishing off his warm-up pitches. He will pitch the 9th. Giants would love to add on to that 2-run lead.
Posey to follow. We'll see if Wood will face Posey. Got him.
93 above the hands. Good pitch. Right now, we're going to honor our player of the game. It's brought to you by Honda. We think Jake Peavy is that man. He had to get a lot of extra outs tonight. Didn't have great defense behind him. But in the end, 6 1/3 stellar innings, allowed a couple runs. And he is our Honda player of the game.
So, Wood departing. We got a new pitcher coming in. We'll let you know who that is when we come back. It's 4-2 Giants. For a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
New pitcher now for the Cubs will be Tommy Hunter. Hunter, 4-pitch guy. You'll see mid to high 90s. I mean, he gets it up there pretty good. Started the season with Baltimore. Came over to Chicago, 3-2 with a 4.02 ERA, 41 strikeouts against 13 walks and 53 and 2/3.
Facing Buster Posey. Buster with a double. Tanaka to run on the 6th. Breaking ball for a strike, and it's 0-1. Driven to right. Back is Coughlin, and he'll put it away on the track. We're starting to see better crisp swings from Buster Posey.
He's absolutely corrected the mechanical flaw.
Now, don't forget to check out Sportsnet Central tonight after Giants post game live right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. So here's Marlon Byrd. We got a little one. And you thought that a baseball glove was just to hold the baseball.
It's a great cradle.
Just get the oversized Wilson 8-2000, and there you go.
She's completely happy. Could be her first game.
Swing and a miss by Byrd. Byrd tonight is 0 for 2. Had a big walk in the first inning. If it's not her first, it's her first or second, that's for sure.
Yeah, let's say, what, 4 months? Is that the age they think they can fly?
Soon.
Well, that's a great age where you can set them down and they're not going anywhere.
We have relatives wearing blue caps.
Flying to Berkeley.
And Byrd with a base hit into center field. And that's going to get Tomlin to the plate. You know, that's the age where you think you're safe. See Tomlinson's double in the 6th inning.
Pitch up from Hendricks. Did a nice job of going with the outside location. That was a big swing of the bat. Gave the Giants their second run in that inning and gave them a 2-run lead.
Ball back. Talk about those little ones. You put them in the middle of the bed, you think you're safe, and somehow they'll flip over, go to the front, sometimes just go off the bed. And you think, well, how did that happen? And you really don't know. So maybe they can fly. There's a foul into the level right below us.
Yep. Oh, what is this? What is this? This is so cool.
That's a night out for mom and dad.
Yeah.
And mom needs it more than anybody. That'll end the inning. We will go to the 9th here at AT&T Park. Giants looking for a win against the Cubs. It's 4-2 Giants. Ninth inning, 4-2 Giants. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
Santiago Casilla, the new pitcher now for the Giants.
I'll tell you what, Chris Bryant likes the first pitch fastball.
He does. And those are the numbers for Casilla, 4-2 with 30 saves. Averaging a strikeout an inning, 43 punch-outs against 19 walks.
And 2.
And that's 95-mile-an-hour two-seam sink. Right back in there again.
Got him.
Curveball away, down below the strike zone. And that's as good a curveball as he could throw. That had some hair on it. Had McCann just snap it off. And that is a high performance deuce. Grab some pine, meat.
So here's Montero. Montero lifts this one. This is going to be a long run, and it's going to fall in front of Maxwell and just over the head of Duffy. Adrianza was over there as well, so the Bermuda Triangle got him.
Well, they're also playing Montero to pull. Maxwell had moved about 7 steps over towards the gap in left center, so it was going to be a long run. And I'm not sure of what percentage Duffy's running, but it's not 100.
Tap to Belt. Belt to Casilla. Casilla ran so fast he lost his hat.
It's fast. Hat. Whoop.
And here's Fowler. Fowler hitting at 252. He led off last night and went 0 for 5. And a strike, and it's 0-1.
First time we've had a chance to see Ryan Blakeney's strike zone. I think he's done a good job.
Yeah. And 2. $41,000 on their feet, and the 0-2 pitch. He got him, and that's the ball game. So for the first time this year, the Giants beat the Cubs. And they got a really nice performance out of Jake Peavy.
Well, they did, and they beat him in comeback fashion. This was a game where they lost Brandon Crawford yesterday. He's going to be out a few days. Gregor Blanco goes down, but the Giants played one of their better ball games in a lot of different ways. Maybe not so much defensively, but they came up with big plays when they needed to. This is a huge win for this club.
So they get a win before Madison Bumgarner takes the mound. And Bruce Bochy has to be pleased with the way his team played tonight after overcoming some really weird things that happen on the field, but they come up with the win. Final score here tonight at AT&T Park, it's the Giants 4 and the Cubs 2. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned. Esurance Giants postgame live with interviews in the wrap. That's going to start right now.